but I stay fresh, never bump me. Niggas love to hate China, be by both bind. I don't play, but I crack spines. I've been finessing since I'm minor. What's up, everybody? It is Welcometochynna and welcome to my channel and stuff. So y'all, I told you that, or maybe I didn't, that my hiatus of not doing YouTube videos is over, and the hiatus of me making YouTube videos and getting on everybody's nerves is coming up very, very soon. I was a little bit apprehensive. Y'all know I was finishing up the election, and now that it's over, we're still waiting on the results. That's another video. But I said I might as well tell the story about why I moved to New Hampshire in the first place and do my makeup, because I'm going out for a night in New Hampshire. If you haven't already, you know the drill. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you've ever been to New Hampshire before. Let me know your opinion on this. And tell somebody to check out the video. Like, I'm gonna look back on this video in Jesus' name when I'm a big YouTuber, and I'm gonna be like, wow, this is one of my first videos. And hey, let's get straight to it. So I said I was gonna also do a get ready with me style. I have my mirror here right in front of me, so excuse me if it looks weird. I'm still getting the hang of this. I will be using a lot of Juvia's Place products, which is one of my favorite brands. I actually just got a mystery box from Juvia's Place, and I'm very, very excited to use it. I will actually show you what's inside. So I seen on Instagram, Instagram ads always get me, y'all, because they literally, like, they know what I like. You already know that the phone is like in your mind and the mind is in your phone, however that goes. I don't know, I just made it up. But anyway, Juvia's Place had this cool $15 mystery bag circulating, and I decided to get one for me and my best friend Sanjane. And it actually came with some really good materials in the bag. It came with this palette, the Nubian palette. Colors are gorgeous, really, really pretty. Great for the fall, so I'm gonna be using that today. They also gave us some really cool blushes. I actually got 2 blushes in my bag. Sanjane only got 1, but I like makeup more. They gave me this. This color is Serafina. Woo! If I can get it to focus. Oh, it's reflecting with the mirror, but y'all see. Really pretty. There we go. It's like a darkish, pinkish color. This light is popping today. All right, so I got that. And then also this color called Bella, which is really pretty. Let's look at this. All of this was $15. These usually online go for probably like $15 a pop. So this is probably like a $50, $60 bag for 15 bucks. And it was like a little mystery bag. And it also came with a really cool, just one eyeshadow pan in the color Ethiopia. It's like a dark brown, really pretty. Just dropped that. And then last but not least, it came with a little highlighting brush. So shout out to Juvia's Place. I definitely like this and I'm excited to use it. So let's get started. Topic at hand today that we're gonna discuss is why I moved to New Hampshire. For those who may not know, for those who are like, what the hell? Yes, I live in New Hampshire. I currently stay in New Hampshire. But before I get started, I guess I should tell you what I'm gonna be using. So the very first thing I'm gonna be using is my brows. I always do my brows first. I am using this Ardell brow pomade in dark brown. I love it. Time the Infamous, who's one of my favorite YouTubers, she uses this. It was on Amazon for about, I think it's like $8. I love it. It's literally the same difference as using Anastasia Beverly Hills, but like half the price. So I'm just gonna go on with this now. So I moved to New Hampshire, as many may know, as some may not, because I was working on the Bernie Sanders campaign. And before I moved, well, let me back up a little bit. So I was living in Michigan. I moved back home after school, after I graduated from acting school. So this was back in 2018, so 2 years ago now. And I was like super depressed to the point where I had to move back to my parents and take care of my anxiety and go to therapy, all that fun stuff. That's a whole nother story. and I was working at Starbucks, but Starbucks was like definitely not enough money for me. So I had to make sure that I had 2 jobs because I wanted to pursue my acting, you know? So another job that I was going to get started doing was substitute teaching. You just need a couple of hours, maybe like 50 or 60 hours to be a substitute teacher. You guys should definitely look into it. It is good money. It pays you like $100 a day. If you get like a certificate, it may give you like $120 a day, but it's a good gig if you're still in school and you only need partial credits from your bachelor's degree. So with that being said, I said, I'm gonna go and be a substitute teacher. I already did all the little like precursor meetings and all that fun stuff. Yeah, y'all. With my brows, I literally just start to like spoolie them after I fill them in. But the biggest thing that I do with my eyebrows is I use concealer. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit darker. I'm acting a little bit scared because I'm on camera. And I'm just gonna line the top. I really like my brows really boxy. But anyway, so a part of the teaching job and being a substitute teacher, you had to have a reference. And my reference was one of my old bosses, Michael. And lo and behold, back in 2016, when I was still in college, I was a Bernie Sanders volunteer. So he was my organizer. I forgot what position he was, but basically an organizer is the person that does all the footwork, that gets the votes, they door knock, they canvass. So he was basically my boss. I was a volunteer, so I wasn't making any money from this, obviously, but he gave me the chance to work with him or whatever, and he was my reference. So long story short, Michael was my reference, and he was like, well, China, like, what's up? Like, what do you have going? And I was like, listen, like, I'm just trying to become a substitute teacher. I need you to be my reference. Tell them how good I was as a volunteer and tell them how good I was working on this campaign. Also, I worked on a campaign before. When I was in college, it was a congressional campaign, and because I was a good volunteer, then that's why my boss gave me the opportunity. So just so y'all know that. So he basically knew me in like my best work form, and I wanted him to be my reference. So after that, he was like, well, listen, China, it is this job available in New Hampshire working for Bernie Sanders as a field organizer. So for those who don't know what a field organizer is, that's the person that knocks your doors. That's the person who gets within your community and talks to voters directly. Like, that's the grassroots. Like, that's like the entry-level political job if you want to do field. Like, it's 2 parts of political jobs. It's field, and then it's the higher-ups and the people on TV. We do field. We actually get the votes. Field is why Joe Biden is about to win, just so you know. Anyway, I'm about to go in with the LA Colors concealer and corrector. This is the color Light. This is literally what saves me and my eyebrows, which is what gets them fleeky. I just make sure that I take a lot of the product out of here and I put it on my hand so I don't get too much. And I don't even use a brush. I use this as my brush, judge me or whatever, and I just outline my eyebrows like this. All right, it doesn't even have to be perfect, because once you use your blender brush, it's going to make it a perfect shape. So anyway, I said, will you be my reference? He told me, I have this job working with Bernie Sanders, China. You should take it. And this was all within an hour of me just asking him to be my reference. He's like, yeah, I'm living in New Hampshire right now. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, I'm living in New Hampshire. It's an hour away from Boston, China. This is a great opportunity. You know that you're a good organizer. You've done this before. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I just got off work at Starbucks for $9.50 an hour. I've been here since 6 in the morning and I just wanted a reference. So I just like shook it off. I was like, I'm definitely not moving to New Hampshire. Like, what the hell? I just started my life in my SoundCloud rap career. Like, I'm not doing that. So as y'all see, I got my blender brush. I'm not using like this part, the tip, or like the sleek part. I'm using like the side to just clean that up. So anyway, I told him, I was like, listen, I will talk to my mom and I will let you know, but as of right now, Michael, this is like looking really slim to none. Like, I don't know about that. So I talked to my mom and she was like, of course you should go. How much money? And also, y'all, when you work in politics, you do make good money. This was like 70% more than I was making, and I was gonna be salary. And she was like, this is just a really good opportunity for you to like make money. And I'm just like, but what will I do in New Hampshire? I mean, I work for Bernie Sanders. Like, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, I was really passionate about Bernie Sanders. Like, I still did love Bernie, but I didn't think that I was going to ever do anything like after that. So I pondered on it. I talked to my mom. I talked to my grandma. My grandparents were a little iffy about it. But because my mom and my dad were so gung-ho about it, I was like, damn, I guess I should really explore this opportunity because I don't have shit else going for me. So I'm gonna stop it there. I made the decision to go. And now I'm gonna get into what I'm doing with my makeup. So I got a little bit of acne. I'm just gonna go ahead and cover that up now. I have some concealer on. Listen, I don't know if this order of the way I do things is right or wrong, but it works for me. I don't like to wear a lot of foundation. I do like to sometimes cover up my freckles. So I will always just do this highlighting basic method. I take this, I go ahead and make a upside down triangle on my cheeks. Take this, upside down triangle on my cheeks. That way it can sit, and I'll just extend this down as well while I do my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna just let this sit on my face. It looks really weird, but I do like to contour my cheeks up, and this will help. This is gonna just sink into my skin, and I'm going to just go ahead and blend it out a little bit so it gets all underneath. I don't want this to like show. This is gonna obviously be underneath my makeup, but I like to have it. I just feel like it's like a slip. You see, it's just like, ooh, those blemishes are gone. So I'm just gonna let that sit while I do my makeup. So now on to eyeshadow. I know eyeshadow is something that makes people really scared, but all you need to do is take this, put it on your eyes. I don't have an eyeshadow base. I will get an eyeshadow base, but today we're using concealer, so whatever. So anyway, y'all, I said, I'm gonna go ahead and move to New Hampshire. He said, well, it's gonna be in about 2 weeks. You can start on September 14th. I remember it was like September 8th because it was before my parents' anniversary. My parents' anniversary is September 15th, and I was supposed to watch the dog and I couldn't because I moved. So at this point, this is when I still had a car before I crashed it. We packed up my Honda Accord. We went ahead and drove, me, my mom, and grandma, 13 hours to New Hampshire, and they flew back. And I was there. I know you're like, well, where was she living? What was she doing? What happened? All right, I'm about to get to that. But first, let me tell you what I'm doing with my face. So I got this really, really cool eyeshadow palette. Let me try that again. I got this really, really cool brush set from TJ Maxx today. And the brushes go like up and down, and it has like water in them, and they're really cool. So I'm definitely going to use the eyeshadow brush to start my eyeshadow. For those who want to know what this is Kinsey brush set. It was $5.99 from TJ Maxx, but it has really cool eyeshadow brushes. So I'm gonna go ahead, as I said, and use my Juvia's Place palette. I'm not gonna do anything super major today. I do, however, want to do something that's very gold, and then I'm going to probably do this dark gold as well, and then probably go on with this brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start with this color right here. So let me hurry up this story. So it's this thing called supporter housing. Keep in mind, I'm in New Hampshire. Where am I going to stay? I'm working on a campaign. And when you work on a campaign, I didn't even mention this, campaign jobs are from period to period. Like, we were working in the primary period. This isn't even the general election. That was not until we got all of the votes in, and I'll get there later. So this is basically me working in New Hampshire from September to February, and I'm under the impression I'm gonna come back in February. So I went and got supporter housing, and what supporter housing is when a campaign gives you a place to live with a citizen, a volunteer per se, someone who obviously loves the candidate, and they open up their home to stay with you. Now, obviously, people who have to do this are extremely privileged. And the lady that I get to stay with, she was like my New Hampshire new mom. She was amazing. I will call her Sally. I'm not gonna give her name away, but Sally, you're amazing. So I got to stay with this really cool hip lady. She was like in her mid-60s. She's really cool. Her house is beautiful. And I lived in this town called Portsmouth. So Portsmouth, you should look it up. It's very beautiful. It's called Portsmouth because it's off of the port. It's on the sea coast, which means it's by the water. And it's also by the Atlantic Ocean. That's a cool fact about being in New England. You get to be by the ocean. So anyway, Sally, I said her name, she really took me like under her wing. She showed me around. She was super sweet. And her and I became really, really cool. So when I first moved there, obviously I had no friends, I had no family. This actually looks really pretty. I had no friends, I had no family here. I had no love interest, I had no man at this point. And I was just like, well, I need to like start my life. Like, I'm one of those people who I'm like, shit, let me go ahead and get on the dating apps. Let me go and do my thing. And I just started to build my life here. I went to work for the first day that Monday, and working for Bernie was amazing. But this whole story isn't about me working for Bernie. It's about why I'm still in New Hampshire. So I lived here. I worked for Bernie up until February, and y'all have seen my video about why I left the campaign. But it's a reason why I decided to stay. So now I'm going to take another break when I get to the part of why I decided to stay here. So keep in mind, I've been here in New Hampshire from September to February, and it's like, what's gonna happen now? Well, I met my boyfriend. That's another part of the story. I fell in love. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my favorite, let me tell y'all, my favorite Haus Laboratories, this Lady Gaga eyeliner. I literally got it on Amazon. It was on sale for $10. $10. And I was like, I have to buy it, I have to buy it. It's absolutely insane. Look at that. It's a felt tip. It's so easy to use. If you have issues with using like eyeliner or getting a good line, like this is definitely the thing to use. Now y'all gonna watch me make all types of faces while I'm putting this on, but whatever. So I met my boyfriend, and my boyfriend's name is James, and I met him on the app Bumble. I know all new age folks know what Bumble is. Bumble is a app to date, but it's where the women reach out to the men first. Obviously, like the guy has to like you, and swipe on you for y'all to be a match. It's not like you just reach out to him first. But I met him on Bumble, and I remember when I met him, he picked me up from my supporter housing. This was probably my 3rd or 4th week living here, and we went on a date, and I knew he was going to be my husband and the love of my life, and we've literally been together ever since. But with that being said, when I met him, he lived 50 minutes from me. I swiped on him when I was at my office. All right, y'all. So this line, I guess, got to fill in a little bit more. But you can see it's like so easy to use. Like this eyeliner is like super user friendly. It's literally super amazing. I am going to put on eyelashes, so I am going to just go ahead and take this line all the way. I thought I was going to do like a half a line, but I needed to line up because I'm kind of shitty at putting on my eyelashes. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Better Than Sex mascara. Y'all already know this is the Too Faced world-renowned #1 mascara. I'm not going to explain it too much, but I'm just going to use that. Then I'm going to put on my eyelashes. So I met my boyfriend, and he lived 50 minutes away, and through hell and hot water, lots of arguments and everything, we fell in love. And I decided to stay with him more often. To be honest, after I met my boyfriend, I drove 50 minutes every day after work to go see his ass. I didn't want to live in supporter housing anymore because I had freedom. My boyfriend is an engineer, so he like works a lot, so he would like let me sit at the crib. Like I was his new girl, so you know how it'd be in the beginning. It's still great. I have an amazing boyfriend, don't get me wrong. But yeah, we was all in love and stuff, and I was coming over all the time, and it was super exciting before I moved in officially. And just, it was always in the back of my mind, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I remember like telling my best friend, I was like, bro, I'm gonna like move soon and I don't know what to like say or to do, and everybody's like, just live in the moment. But I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm falling in love with this man. So at this point, we're like 5 months into our relationship, or 4. I'm gonna go ahead and take this color and just go in at the bottom. I was super stressing about what the hell am I gonna do? My boyfriend is here, I'm falling in love. I've been waiting so long for a love like this. I was on my Summer Walker shit and I was just like, fuck, what am I gonna do? So I talked to my mom and she's like, yo, if you wanna like stay with this man and he's saying it's okay, then like you need to have a conversation. Because one, when I stopped working for Bernie, I wasn't going to have a job because we were getting deployed to somewhere else. And I absolutely hated where I got deployed. Deployed means just like when you're in war, like they sent me to go work in another state, which was Massachusetts, the next state over. So it wasn't that bad, but it was shitty. It was shitty, don't get me wrong. So anyway, I was like, yo, like, can we have this conversation? And I like told him like I love him so much and I would like love to like stay here with him. And I just want to know like if we can just feel things out. I don't remember what the hell I said. It was probably more intense than that. And he said yes. He said, yes, girl, you can stay with me. So if it wasn't for James letting me stay with him, then I wouldn't still be in New Hampshire. Just kidding. I would definitely still make the shit shake. You don't need no man. But anyway, I decided to stay in New Hampshire and go and find another job. So I decided to get another job, and I guess this is something that I didn't talk about, but I'll talk about this now because I'm kind of at the end of the story of like why I moved to New Hampshire. I moved here for fucking work and I fell in love, like long story short. But I did get these eyelashes. I love eyelashes. I lose them and mess them up and don't take care of them. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of eyelashes in here. So that's really, really exciting. And I also got this from TJ Maxx, and it was $5.99. Probably some off-brand. And also I have this eyelash glue I'm gonna be using that I got off Amazon. It was like 10 bucks, but it's supposed to be better than the usual duo, so we'll see how this works. So yeah, I decided to stay here. We had the conversation and I stayed ever since. But the thing that I did want to talk about is like my mental health and living here and being here in New Hampshire is definitely different. The biggest difference about living in New Hampshire is just simple. It's no black people here. It's people of color. It is black people in New Hampshire, but these people are like from Africa. They're refugees. Like this is like the real deal. Like New Hampshire is a place where people come and, you know, find freedom, which is interesting because you would think New Hampshire's super racist. I mean, it is kind of racist. It is kind of red, but for the most part, like it's really not too bad. It's not a lot of people that I see here the same skin color as me, ever, really. I live in the city now. When I was living closer to the seacoast before I moved with my boyfriend, it kind of reminded me of like a Royal Oak in Michigan. Like it was more hip and happening. Here, I do live in the city. It's a lot of bums on the street. It's funny, like no matter where you go, and also I put on my eyelashes with my fingers. I know I'm crazy. Literally wherever you go in New Hampshire, it's always going to be someone panhandling for money. It's going to be somebody who doesn't have any, and it's going to be someone who's super rich. So like in every city, it's still going to be poverty and it's still going to be rich people. By far, it's a lot more white people who are struggling and on drugs here, and you really do get to see like the heroin, the hard drugs. That shit is like crazy. But yeah, I guess like in New Hampshire as well, something that's really big is like the opioid epidemic. Like drug use is very, very high here. It's like those places you see on Dr. Phil and on TV. Like drug use, I'm gonna have to like, it's very sad. I'm gonna have to like take a vlog and like walk around where I stay because it does get quite ratchet. But with that being said, gotta pray for those people and whatever. But anyway, it is like shopping malls here. I have my typical stores. It's not like I don't have a Bed Bath & Body Works. Everything's just smaller. When I go out, I don't go and get super dressed up anymore. I mean, I do sometimes, but it's not really anyone to dress up for besides my boyfriend, which is great. But he knows how I look. I'm pretty. It is what it is. So just way of life is different. Like when I lived in Michigan and like being from like outside of Detroit, whatever, like, oh my God, my lashes look good. I did it. Like you literally go out all night, you party. Like here, shit is shut down and it's not even that damn fun. It's like not clubs and shit. But the cool thing is like I'm close to Maine, which is really fun. Portland is really hip. Like I always dreamed of going to Maine, and like now that I've been able to really be there, it's been absolutely crazy. So New England does like have its perks, but ultimately it's still New England and it's white as hell. I mean, when I went to Boston, when me and my boyfriend went to Boston for our anniversary a couple weeks ago, 1 year, it was cool. It was a lot of color there. I liked it. It was vivacious. It was cool. So just living in New Hampshire, it's a lot of jobs for me, but it's hella white people. So, you know, if you ever want to come visit your girl, definitely do. But with that being said, I'm almost done, I promise. I'm gonna make this video less than 30 minutes. This is the Born This Way foundation. I did buy this when I was in Boston. Excuse me, my boyfriend bought this for me in Boston. I really do like it. It's really, really nice. I don't have the new brush that I bought handy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my blender brush for time's sake and put this on. I think my boyfriend's walking in on me. I'm shooting a YouTube video for my makeup. You can get ready while I finish. So anyway, I'm going in with the Too Faced. I'm just putting it on my blender brush. Again, I'm using the flat side and I'm just dabbing it all over my lips. It is the winter time, so this shade is a little bit lighter than usually I would go, but I do get a little bit more pale. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in all the red spots on my skin. I really do like this. It's a really nice foundation and it's very, very smooth and it's not super expensive. All right, so I have the foundation on and all that I'm gonna do now is go back in with my concealer and fill in under my eyes where I still see a little bit of lines. As I said, I just like to make sure that my skin looks smooth. I'm not too super worried about the contour tonight. I just want to make sure that I don't have a lot of bags showing. Wonderful. Next, I am going to go ahead and go in with my blush. I'm going to use this Bella blush by Juvia's Place. It's really pretty. It has like a red tint to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I'm gonna pull out one of my, I will use in the meantime is my good old blender brush again. And what I like to do is, I really do like this like e-girl style where it's like very, very rosy cheeks. So I always put on more than I would put on my actual cheek. You see it's a lot here. And I just move this around and I'm gonna start to move it, just what I have, just the product that I have. I'm just gonna move it around through my cheeks and on my nose. So it looks like you have that flushed look. Looks like you're surprised. And then I just dabble back down to get some more foundation on there and I look like I'm surprised. This is something that is really, really nice and it's really pretty, so I love to use it. But anyway, that's pretty much the biggest reason of why I moved here, why I decided to stay here, why I decided to be a part of the New Hampshire democracy. Lord knows I'm waiting for this election to be over. So let's go ahead and finish it up with my Lady Gaga Haus Cosmetics lip liner. So this was another lip liner I got. It was on sale off Amazon. It is Haus Cosmetics, Haus Laboratories, in the color Rule. I love these dark colors. It's really pretty. I'm just gonna line my lips. This is a really nice color just to have handy and to like put things on with. You can also just wear it like this, which is probably how I'm gonna do it today, and just fill it out. Wonderful. Last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Rare Beauty, which is by Selena Gomez highlighter. It's very pretty. I got this, my boyfriend got this for me when we were in Boston. It's very, very pretty. It has a rose gold. Rose gold is my favorite liquid highlighter. When I do put on liquid highlighter, I put it on the bridge and at least a little dab on the chin. Yes, this looks so nice. So yeah, this is just like a really blushed look. It does look a little harsh with the light and the lines, so I am gonna go ahead and go in with this highlighter brush. This blends in a little bit more. A mascara on my bottom lash, and that is the look. I have my scarf on. I'm gonna definitely do a final look when I'm ready to go, but this is my get ready with me look. It's very cute to go out and have a drink, and also very pretty for the fall. All of the products I use I will put down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my video, and I will show you a look when I go out.
Fresh, never bump me. Niggas love to hate China. Be by both bind. I don't play, but I crack spines. I've been finessing since I'm minor.